forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
I'd like to start this video off by saying that in no way is Grand Theft Auto 5 even close to being a bad game. In fact, it's one of the greatest titles out there. There's a reason it's the highest selling game of all time. GTA 5 is possibly the best version of Grand Theft Auto in existence. At least until we see what 6 has in store. The gameplay is refined to the letter. There isn't a single truly bad character in the main cast. The map itself provides a lot of interesting areas to explore, and the world itself is deep enough that you can lose yourself in it for hours at a time. But is the story actually the best there is? Honestly, I don't think so. While it's a fun series of heists and wacky adventures the characters go on, overall there aren't that many standout moments. Now, this could be due to the fact that there are nearly 100 missions in total, not all of them can be gold standard. But this is not an issue exclusive to Grand Theft Auto 5. Nearly all open world games suffer from this mission overload. The name of the game in open world is to fill it with as much stuff to do as possible, but in that pursuit, you can often end up with too much to do, resulting in a monotonous game that relies on fetch quests to fill out empty spaces. While GTA 5 is a great example of doing an open world game without endless go here to get that thing tasks, the sheer number of missions it has, even if they aren't all monotonous quests that don't really do anything, nearly 100 missions divided among the main story and some side characters, it's going to be a tough ask to make them all memorable. Because of the amount, I think the standout moments in the game start to get buried. With there being 3 main characters, the story had to be spread out to give each of them their importance, and this is accomplished well. The first domino that gets things rolling is when one of the main characters, Michael, catches his wife sleeping with her tennis trainer. This prompts him to chase the man down in a fit of rage. Franklin, a main character introduced to us after the prologue, aids Michael in his attempt to chase down the trainer. This leads him on a mad drive through uptown Los Santos, and ends with Michael bringing down a hillside house, which unbeknownst to him at the time, was owned by a cartel leader named Martin Madrazo, demanding he repay him for the damages. This is what spurs on the first big money-making mission of the game, robbing a jewelry store. Michael makes a clever one-liner to a security guard before escaping.
You forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
And that security guard is later interviewed by local news, repeating what Michael had told him.
Things every day. Make sure this is one of them.
Trevor, the last of the 3 main characters, hears this one-liner through the news, remembering it from the prologue which happened some years ago.
Forget 1,000 things every day. How about you make sure this is one of them?
Now convinced that his old friend Michael is alive, Trevor begins his search for his thought-to-be-dead ex-friend. Cutting through a lot of fluff in the plot, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor find themselves mixed up with actors they'd rather not be. Michael is in deep with FBI issues that he has to help clear up to keep himself and his government associate out of prison. Franklin, through Lamar's schemes, keeps getting pulled into messy situations. And Trevor makes his own messes. The story finally concludes with the trio tying up every loose end they had in the city and abroad. Now, the reason I skipped over 90% of the game's story is for 2 reasons. One, it would make this video incredibly long to describe every mission in the game, and 2, the major story missions start to become very similar. Do this job for me or else, rather than our heists being for our own gain. There's maybe only 2 or 3 heists that are done for the pure gain of the player, rather than to pay off some side character that ends up dead or no longer a problem by the end of the game anyway. GTA 5 starts to feel like a campaign of accidents, mishaps, and forced action, rather than deliberate and self-determined choices by the characters. This is where GTA Online steps in. There's only one heist that you do for anything other than money, which is preventing World War III. Other than that, every other heist and online plays at the heart of what GTA is supposed to be. The vain and selfish goal of getting a lot of money through highly illegal means. But sometimes plot gets in the way of fun. And I'll be real, the family drama of Michael, even though he's my favorite out of the three due to his professional criminal attitude, it's not fun. But when we aren't experiencing the unfaithfulness of his wife Amanda, the vapid attention seeking of his daughter Tracy, or the wannabe thug life of Jimmy, Michael's criminal expertise is what makes the whole thing fun. Trevor's character is almost too chaotic. He's good for a 10-minute session of pure psychopathic catharsis, but there's not enough structured character for me to be invested in him. While his character plays on the idea of the original GTA games of pure chaos and mayhem, that's a bygone era, one that is no longer capable of being the sole focus of a video game. Franklin is a mixture of both characters, and my second favorite of the trio. He has some chaos in his life given his involvement in Lamar's schemes, but he wants more structure, which is what he gets from the pseudo-father figure of Michael. GTA 5's story excels in its three characters' personal journeys. The plot surrounding them is of course necessary for this journey, but honestly could have been a bit more concentrated and memorable. The story is at its strongest when it's the three main characters and seeing their interactions with each other. The side dramas, for me at least, serve only to get in the way of the real fun of the game. In the end, Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of the greatest games ever made. What do you think of Grand Theft Auto 5 in hindsight? And do you think 6 will be able to capture the same success? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.